Mr. Sega has come to make an announcement? Hello and welcome to my announcement. I'm Mr. Sega, and this is my announcement. We here at Sega are so thankful that you, the fans, loved our previous 2 entries in the mainline 3D Sonic series, Colors and Generations. We have received mountains upon mountains of goodwill and feedback regarding the Sonic brand. And that's why, for our next big game, we're gonna scrap it all! Guys, this is cool and all, but I don't know. Oh my god! Sonic Lost World is an interesting one. It wasn't anticipated in the lead up to release, it didn't review well, and it's not looked back on fondly by the larger Sonic community, and yet it's kind of a guilty pleasure for me. So, bit of background, Sonic Lost World released in 2013 for the Wii U. It was the immediate entry to follow up the almost universally loved Generations, and for a couple of years it was exclusive to the console that was the immediate entry to follow up the almost universally loved Wii. Seems like a match made in heaven, right? Wrong! Yeah, nah. The Wii U wasn't doing well, and strangely Sega had entered into a 3-game deal with Nintendo to publish their next 3 Sonic games exclusively on the Wii U and 3DS systems. That turned out really well. So take a console that's failing sales-wise and slap a Sonic game that's radically different on it and... Well, have you ever tried to find a left-handed screwdriver? Sonic Lost World doesn't have a very engaging plot. It's the Saturday morning cartoon vibe of colors amped up to 11. Also, there's a new villainous group on the loose called the Deadly Six, but there's nothing particularly deadly about them, and at some point Eggman says he'll strangle one. That was odd. Outside of the writing though, surely the gameplay is good. Right? And then one of the interns came to me and he showed me Assassin's Creed 2. I mean, that game changed my fucking life, man. I mean, parkour? And a run button? Sonic has a run button. A run button. The fastest thing alive has a run button. That's like giving Mario, formerly known as Jumpman, a jump button. Wait, never mind. And you can climb walls, and for some reason, the wisps are back. Like, they're there, I guess. Ask anyone and you'll get a different answer, but largely mainline 3D Sonic can be split into 3 styles of games. You've got the adventure style games, you've got the boost style games, and you've got open zone style games, which is kind of a combination of the 2. And yet that begs the question, what style of game is Lost World? You guys like noodles? Cause we got them. You guys like going slow? Or do we have that in droves? You guys want Zelda, Yoshi, fucking Mario Galaxy planets? Boy oh boy do I have the game for you! Let me be clear, I'm no game designer. I'm just a funny internet guy that likes a silly blue rodent a little too much. But this game feels like it wants to be a Nintendo game that was forced into being a Sonic game, which is kind of interesting because it means this whole product is one giant identity crisis for Sonic. Hi, it's me. I just want to jump in and say I know about Sonic Extreme and I know about anti-grav mechanics and other games like Sonic Adventure 2. Just, you know, putting that out there in case you, I don't know, think that I think that it feels like this game was wholly inspired by Nintendo titles. It feels like this game was wholly inspired by Nintendo titles. A large one that I see online a lot and can feel when I'm playing is Super Mario Galaxy. I mean, planetoid-based level design, check. Otherworldly themes, check. Big launch pads that have something to do with stars that launch you between planetoids, check. Slow, precision-based platforming, check. Gravity-based movement mechanics, check. Bright, vivid worlds, check. Grand orchestral soundtrack, check. I mean, at this point, why not call it Super Sonic Galaxy? Or Super Mario Galaxy 3? Why not just fucking make this video about Super Mario Galaxy? Fuck it.
Super Mario Galaxy!
Space, the final frontier. A vast, infinite, mysterious void. Home to countless celestial bodies, each one born, burning bright, and then fading into nothing. A place of infinite questions, both big and small alike. As a child, it had me looking up, wondering, pondering. How does an Italian turn into a bee? Super Mario Galaxy is more than just Mario in space. It's wonder, its innocence, and its existence itself. This game is childlike wonder in its purest, most magical form, and in a couple years, it'll be approaching its 20th anniversary. Oh, whoa, no, what the fuck? That can't be right. So, a bit of backstory on my connection with this game. When I was a kid in the late 2000s, I moved from the UK to Australia. It's a pretty big shift saying goodbye to everything you once knew, even at a young age. I was pretty hesitant. That is, until my parents told me they'd buy me a Wii, and I hopped on that plane so fucking quickly. Goodbye England, enjoy the tea and the rain and the monarchy. I'll be living at large, down under, with my brand new Nintendo Wii. I didn't get Super Mario Galaxy straight away. That honor was reserved for Sonic Unleashed, but I remember that it was pretty early on in my Wii ownership that a copy of Galaxy found its way into my collection of assorted Wii titles, and man, what is there to say about this game that hasn't already been said? On the surface, it's simple. Colorful dude in space, running around planets. Write that down! Write that down! So, yeah. Sonic Lost World draws a lot from Galaxy and a few other Mario tropes as well. Like, the world themes are all kinda sorta ripped from New Super Mario Bros. And the wisps being here, like, just in general, feel like Sonic's answer to the power-up based gameplay of games like Super Mario 3D Land and World. Being fair, the Yoshi and Zelda levels are cool, and almost definitely a result of the exclusivity deal, rather than Sonic trying to muscle his way into the Nintendo IP gang, which might not be a good thing. I mean, have you seen the amount of fan games he has? I think this game's biggest problem is its lack of identity. It's been said 1,000 times, but it's true. This game just doesn't really fit in with the core series. With Generations, Colors, Unleashed, and hell even Forces, there is a clear focus on speed. Platforming is there, yes, but there's a reason these games are dubbed the Boost era. The adventure games, which I would classify as Adventure 1 through 06, have the element of speed, but are more so focused on exploration, story, and level design. Frontiers and Shadow Gens are good games, but they also don't fit the vibe that Lost World tries to go for. Hell, Shadow Generations has a level based on Sonic Forces of all games, but there is zilch for Lost World. You could argue that it's because Shadow showed up in Forces, but then my counterpoint to that is why is Chaos Island a level when he didn't show up in Frontiers? Put it all together, and Lost World, to me, feels like a left-handed entry into a right-handed series. Why give a run button to the fastest thing alive? Let's forget all of that for a second, and let's just look at Lost World on its own as its own thing. Not as a Sonic title, not as a wannabe Mario title, but as its own standalone experience. It still sucks. But I kinda like it. Look, this is not my favorite game of all time, far from it, but there's a certain charm to Lost World that keeps me coming back to it every now and then. Maybe it's nostalgia. I mean, this was the game that I got a Wii U for. Yeah, I know, maybe it's the visuals. Like, despite it all, this game is pretty. Maybe it is the clear Nintendo inspiration. Copying a great game like Mario Galaxy is gonna be alright, if, a little derivative. Or maybe it's the fact that this game doesn't fit in, and it's proud of that. The presentation from the get-go is confident, almost like it's going, yes, I am different, and that's okay. And I think I admire that. Obviously, I'm not gonna get all, I have a kindred spirit with this video game, but Sonic has been a constant in my life for as long as I can remember. While I couldn't quite articulate it at the time of its release, this game being so confident in its differences to what had come before really struck a chord with me. When this game came out, I was just starting high school and I didn't quite fit in. Really? High school is one of the biggest periods of self-discovery and self-experimentation in your early life, and to be going through that while the series that I engaged with almost every single fucking day was doing the same was kinda cool. Like Lost World, I didn't quite fit in. I was a left-handed guy in a right-handed world, and yes, I am actually left-handed. Handwriting things is really annoying because it gets all in your palms, and look, I'm getting off track. This is a video about Sonic the Hedgehog, and honestly, the game didn't age that bad. It got a PC port in 2015, and if there's one thing Sonic fans love more than Sonic games, it's modding Sonic games. This game has kind of a cult following, and a small modding scene that aims to, above all else, take the potential people see in this title and try to extract it. There are mods and codes that fix the physics, the UI, the bugs, and generally make the game an overall cohesive experience that's up to date with more modern titles. There's mods that replace your character with Shadow, Silver, Hatsune Miku, mods that restore the Wii U's DLC. I'm not gonna go there. Mr. Nintendo will not like it if I show footage of that. There are even mods that add whole new levels that really make a case for the unique movement system and gameplay style that this game has, way more than the weird noodles and planets of the base game. Even if this game is just a footnote in the franchise's long, storied history, these mods and projects prove that even after it all, to some people, this game matters. Despite the criticism, despite the flaws, despite it kinda lacking an identity of its own, Sonic Lost World at least tried something. And it was proud of it. I think personally it laid the foundation for later games in the series like Frontiers. Does it hold up? Ultimately, I don't know. It depends on who you ask. But saying it's an outright good or an outright bad game would kind of be doing a disservice to it. But you know what? Even if it was ultimately forgotten about, it taught a small few of us that being different is okay. But like, this tube part of this level is totally Lost World's representation in Shadow Gens, and I will fight anyone that thinks otherwise. And you know what? Maybe that guy at the hardware store was wrong. I'm proud to be left-handed. I can use a right-handed screwdriver. I can prove to the world that despite my differences, I'm just as capable as anyone else. Oh, he was f***ing with me.